Hello again and welcome to Reignite. I'm Cathy Grant. Now, I'm not one for big long introductions, particularly when we've got guests like we have today. We just need to jump straight in. So having listened to The Damned, The Invisible Man non-stop for a week, and it's actually blown up my headphones. So Will, you owe me a £5 for some new headphones. I would like to introduce to you The Damned's new drummer, Mr. Will Taylor.
Hello.
Hello, Will. How you doing? Yeah, you owe me a £5. My headphones blew up.
I don't know. Mitch, the producer, owes you a £5.
Oh, is that who it is? Right, I'll have him for that. I literally had it on loop, that song, and after I think the first day, my headphones suddenly crackled and died on me. But that's the first thing, though. Congratulations on the success of The Invisible Man. What we were just talking before we came on air, it's 67,000 views already in a week on YouTube. So
that's yeah. I checked the other day; it was like 51. So that's
it is shooting up there. It's an amazing track. You got to be proud.
Yeah, it's wicked. It's really good fun. Yeah.
And the video, but we'll come back to that. The video is fantastic. Yeah. We'll talk about that later on. But we're not going to go straight into all the Damned stuff, because the point is you are new to the Damned. I know there are a lot of people going to be watching this who are Damned devotees, and we need to know all about our new drummer in our Damned family. So we're going to go right back to the beginning and ask you about your start in music. Now, the one thing I know about is the Falcons Marching Band. So can you fill in the gaps? Where did it all start for you?
So I used to originally play the trumpet, and I played the trumpet, and my best mate at primary school, he used to play drums, and he played in the local marching band.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "Oh, come down, play trumpet." So I went down one night, and I turned up, and it ended up being a drumline only rehearsal. And I sat there and watched the drumline for 2 hours, and I went, "I'm going to do that." And so then I spent years nagging my parents for lessons, and then so I was about 9 at this point, and then I played trumpet in the marching band till I was about 14, and then I finally got drum lessons, and that was it.
Yeah. So where was all this occurring? What part of the country?
This is sunny Watford.
Sunny Watford.
I have to say that, so otherwise it's depressing. Yeah, Watford. So yeah.
I know. So how many years? So what's that? You said you were 9 then when you first started.
Yeah. So I started playing drums when I was 14.
Okay.
And yeah, I suppose it's kind of slightly late, but not that late.
So have you picked up the trumpet again, or was that the end of the trumpet?
No, picked it under the bed and stupidly kicked it under the bed. Wish I'd kept it up. Because it wasn't great, but I was okay. And yeah, definitely would have. I kind of just kicked it under the bed and kicked all the knowledge I had with it as well under the bed.
Is that how it works?
No, but that's the way my brain works. It just totally. I should have kept doing it because, yeah. I mean, I can just about bust out a C major scale.
Okay.
But I know some of them are very sharp and flat. But yeah, just about do it.
So you did it for a while, and then you took lessons. You said.
Drums or trumpet?
With the drums, sorry, yeah, the drums.
I started. So yeah, I started when I was 14. So to convince my parents to play drums, I was like, I have to prove that I can do this. So at that time, Offspring had just brought out their first album. There was that that song. I can't remember what it was. That first one. So I sat there and I worked out how to play the drums to it. Just sat at the table, whatever it was. So then they got back from shopping on Saturday morning, and I went, right, I figured out how to play drums to this. I think I kind of just about had. So I sat there and watched it, and they both looked at each other and went, yeah, it kind of looks like it lines up. All right, you can have 6 months of lessons and we'll take a view. And that was that.
Oh wow! So that's face to face, like weekly lessons, or not in the days of like online lessons.
No, weekly lessons. Like, yeah, always loved having lessons. That's why I started teaching. Yeah, lots and lots of lessons, lots and lots of people. Yeah.
Okay. So then, around the same time, I've got to ask you. Then you mentioned one song there, but influences. Who are your big influences? And going in with that,
Yeah.
what would you say is your favorite decade in music, or your favorite genre of music?
Oh God, I don't honestly don't think I could. I'm
No.
at that. No, there's too much good stuff. Favorite, I mean, don't know. There's loads of stuff. Depends what I'm in the mood for. Like driving down, listening to Deftones on the way in, and then I was doing the washing up this morning, listening to Alan Holdsworth. If anyone knows that jazz fusion lunatic, there's lots of just loads of good stuff, really.
So do you think your influences are pulled from lots of different places? I mean, is there any kind of particular drummer that you'd say, oh my God, it was him, and seeing him or hearing him was the one that did it for me?
Oh yeah, well, yeah, that's Vinnie Colaiuta, if anyone knows who he is. He's a very famous American session musician. My parents took me to see Sting at the Albert Hall when I was 15, and I remember getting there, looking at, I saw the drum kit on the stage. I was like, oh, I kind of recognise that. And then I recognised it because this is back when Zildjian used to do a magazine, which you had to go to, the local music shop and like they'd give them out for free.
An actual paper copy of something.
Yeah, like they give out a quarterly thing. You're like, oh, Zildjian artists are doing this, and there was a feature with Vinnie Colaiuta on the cover because he was going out on this massive world tour with Sting, and I remember looking at it. I thought, oh, that setup's cool as fuck. Oh, sorry, can we swear? We can swear.
Yeah. Feel free. It's all relaxed here.
I was like. And this is obviously prior to the days of the internet where we could go, oh, who's he? Find out everything news.
Yeah.
So then I get to the Albert Hall and I sit there, I'm like, oh, Dad, I reckon that, I think this drummer's going to be quite good. I recognise him from that magazine. He's like, oh, okay, cool. And then Vinnie Colaiuta comes out and there's a song called Hounds of Winter, which is off the Mercury Rising Sting album.
Uh-huh.
It's the first track of the album. And it starts with this double strike roll, and he sat down, and the band is sat, and he just sat there, and he went, bang, just fucking kicked off, and I was like, Jesus Christ, you can play drums like that. It was just outrageous. I was like, right, that's it. I'm gonna do that, or try and do that. That's it. I was like,
oh, amazing.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Fantastic. But do you have anyone that you still follow? Like, so with the Damned, you'll come to realise Damned fans are very passionate, and Damned fans have been around and they stick around. But I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I just feel like these days, I sound like an old fart now, but these days people tend to follow like a song, or they hear something, they'll stream it or they'll download it, but they don't stick with a band.
Well, so I teach a lot of drums, and I teach a lot of I teach a bunch of schools, and you can tell the kids whose parents are into music because they come in and they ask about bands, or they ask about they come in and be like, oh, I want to learn Valerie by Amy Winehouse. Like that's a very common one.
Is it really? Oh wow.
Yeah, which is great because it's a cool groove and it's pretty hard actually.
No, fabulous song.
They'll come in and ask about. So I mean, these guys, the secondary school lot are all between 12 and 16. So I mean, their parents are only probably 10 years older than me. So I'm 41, so they're probably late 45, 50. So they'll come in and ask about Chili Peppers, or like, oh, my dad played me Killers in the cars the other day. I think the drummer's pretty good. I'm like, yes, Ronnie Vinici is fucking amazing. But you can also tell the kids whose parents don't do music because they'll come to start drum lessons. You'll be like, oh, so what made you want to play drums? And they'll be like, oh, I saw something on Britain's Got Talent, which is not. I'm not dissing it. Like,
it's fine, yeah.
But it's just a different way that people come to it. So they'll be like, oh, I saw some kid on YouTube doing something. Like, yeah. But it's not like. Whereas the other lot will be like, I was watching this concert with my dad on YouTube, that's a big one now, like, because it's great because you can just go on YouTube and stream whatever you want, like glorious HD. So yeah, the kids whose parents don't do music are like, oh, I saw something on the internet playing drums, thought it looked cool, and then you ask about music, and they just go, I'll just play playlists. So they can't actually tell you, tell you the music they like. It's just like they'll go, oh, I'll put on a rock playlist, and they won't even really pay attention to essentially what it is. They're not going to suddenly be like, oh, it's Queens of the Stone Age, or oh, it's just Foo Fighters, or oh, I heard Led Zeppelin. Like they're just kind of like, oh yeah, I kind of like, and they are really. They are super vague in like, oh, a bit like a bit of rock, like a bit of pop, a bit of indie, like it. But that's just the way it is. So
yeah, that's the impression that I get with the kids. It's because obviously, as I said, I work in a secondary school, and yeah. But have you got anyone that you have followed for years? And like, it used to be like, I don't know, your favourite band were bringing out an album or it was a new video and you were like, right, I've got to get down the shop and buy the record and I've got to tune into whatever program it is on TV. Is there anyone that you...
I mean, yeah, there's loads of... I mean, yeah. I mean, I generally follow most of the same stuff. I'm very probably typical of a lot of 40-year-olds. And going above, I still listen to the same crap I was listening to 20 years ago. So it's... And we're all still... Yeah. So, yeah. It's like, you know, latest Deftones album is fantastic. That was remember when that came out, I was just like, oh, fuck, like they're still pushing stuff. And just like, especially with like the jazz stuff or like that type of world of improvised music, because you follow the. So if you like a certain drummer, like you'll follow them around wherever, because obviously they're always like mixing and changing and going and doing different projects and stuff. You just kind of follow them around, so you end up learning about other stuff. So yeah, still listening to the same stuff I was listening to 20 years ago. So
Snap. Snap. That's how I got to meet you. You see, because I'm still listening to the Dam. So, so how did you then go from? So there you are playing your trumpet. You chuck that onto the bed. You pick up your drums. By the way, sorry, hello. I don't know if you can see comments coming up on screen, Will, but hello to everyone that's joining us in the live chat. Thank you all for coming along. Yeah, so you're playing away on your drums there. You've had your lessons. How did you right, let's go back. What was your first band you were in, and how did the transition then happen, or the add-in happen of you starting teaching?
Oh god. So first band I was in was made up of, so I started playing drums. I was really into like metal and rock and like just general rock.
Yeah.
Metal. Started playing drums and then started jamming with some of the sixth form kids at secondary school when I was in like year 10.
Yeah.
Then we started a band. We were called Twine. Twine, awful name. But you know,
but then it all unravelled. No, sorry. Sorry.
And then like we started, there were a couple of other bands in the Watford area. So our first gig was when we jointly put on with a bunch of other bands from the area. And then that kind of started, well, I wouldn't say that one thing started, but eventually in like the late 90s, early noughties, there was this huge music scene in Watford. Of like punk, hardcore, and metal bands. Like there was like there's 60 or 70 bands like within like a 5-year period of.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty mad. And yeah, there's loads of famous bands which came out of it. A band called Sixth. It's a huge tech metal band, like really big tech metal band. I was in a hardcore band called Incoherence, and it's a band called Cry for Silence, Aconite Thrill. There's loads of great stuff that came out of the area. And what was weird, because it's all about 20 years since this was all happening. So we've all kind of been looking back going, that was like mad. Like this tiny little town, like just outside London.
Yeah.
People were putting, who else was great? Captain Everything, like they're a seriously good punk band. But yeah, there's this whole scene of different types of heavy music from all types. And it was really cool. And so yeah, bands, we started doing this. Yeah, there was these weekly gigs at the Watford Rugby Club and other various venues around the area, and yeah, it was cool. Like you'd get 200 people turn up every week, maybe not 200,
Nice.
but like it was mad. It was absolutely bonkers. And bands got signed on little labels, and people got out of Watford, started touring. Like the first big one was like, "You're going to play in London." That was the first one. It was like, you got a London gig. I still remember it. Our first London gig was the Underworld.
Camden.
Yeah, it's like still
nice.
Best venues. I love that
Great
place.
venue.
Great venue, and the sound is always cracking, always great. And yeah, we were support. It was our first London show, and we were supporting one of our hero bands from America, a band called One King Down, and we were just like, "What the fuck is going on? How are we doing this?" Like, and then it just kind of escalated. We signed to a small, there was a band called Stamping Ground. The bass player was a guy called Ian Glasper. And he had a label called Blackfish Records. He signed us, put it out, and this is back when there was like 4 or 5 rock magazines. You know, you had Krang, Metal Hammer, Terrorizer. There's a few others. It all went out, and you all got reviewed in all the stuff. And yeah, just got on the road and toured the UK, playing different stuff. Got to support a lot of our favourite bands who came over from America from the time. So yeah, it's great, good fun.
Good stuff. So then you're busy with all that. So teaching, and I've got written down here from looking at my notes that you've got 2 advanced diplomas in contemporary popular music and drumming, and you teach, and that you're the head of the London Centre of Contemporary Music. Are my notes correct?
No, I'm the head of the drumline there. I'm just a staff member at London. LCCM is what it's called. So no, I run. Okay, let's step back a bit. So teaching came about because I love doing lessons, and so I thought I'd do it as a bit of way to earn some extra cash while I was trying to, make it as a drummer. And so yeah, just started doing that, and just been doing it ever since. And then working at LCCM, so I run they've got so it's a college, music college.
Yeah.
And they've got so I started doing my marching band stuff. I continued doing marching band stuff and little smidge of drum corps till I was about 21, and then that's when got busy doing all those shows and doing tours, and then had to stop doing that. But I still kept my foot in with learning marching stuff and rudimental side of drumming. This is just full on nerd stuff. So
that's fine. There'll be drum nerds tuning in that they'll want to hear this stuff.
Yeah, so I did all of that, and then a friend of mine works at LCCM, a guy called Brian McLennan, fantastic drummer and musician, and they decided they wanted to start a drumline to help shed the students' hands, give them like a 2-hour lesson a week of just like complete shedding. Then they got me in to teach that, and I've still been teaching that, and then I do some stuff on the main course every now and again. So yeah.
So is the majority of your teaching done face to face, or do you do online lessons? I mean, did that change during, obviously with COVID, you couldn't have done online lessons. So did that change anything?
Everything went onto Zoom for during lockdown, obviously. Well, most of it went away. Some things went on Zoom. So thank you to those people who did do that, saved our bacon. But no, now I still do like Monday afternoons are kind of like my Zoom day, but everything's back to face. Not that Zoom is good. Zoom's good for if I'm doing older people who want to nerd out and learn hand technique. That Zoom's good for that. But when it's doing actual kit stuff, it's hard, because unless you've got a full nice suite of interfaces and microphones, drums sound fucking awful over a computer, and the computer can't handle it, and it's really bad. But for doing hand technique stuff over Zoom, that is really good. Yeah.
Okay, so say there's somebody watching now who thought, oh, do you know what? I'd like to give a try at the world of drumming. Where would you tell somebody to start? what's the basic starting position if you want to start in drums?
Go and do some research, find out who your good local teacher is. Like, simple as that. Like, do it in person. Like, I mean, obviously there's a million things on YouTube showing you how to do stuff. So you could get a basic beat going just by watching YouTube, which isn't a bad thing at all. So maybe do that. Maybe see if you can do it on your own. Like, you can get a beat one going, do that, and then find a good local teacher, because it's more fun. It's more fun for the student. Like, and if you're in a position where you can only have an electric kit at home due to noise volumes, and we're all aware drums are extremely antisocial. If you can, or you live in a flat and spaces, and you can only play an electric kit, go and get some lessons so you can play on an acoustic kit, because as good as electric kits are, it's you need to be able to get on an acoustic kit, like, because you don't get the feel, you don't get the touch, you don't get the minute detail that you need to do. Even though electric kits are unbelievably good compared to what they are, what they were. Go and get some lessons. Like, there's a lot of great teachers out there doing cool things, and what you'll then find is if your teacher will probably know a guitar teacher, or maybe there's like a little performing arts school going on in your area that you don't know about. So you can still get involved with, just having a jam with some people. Like, taking up an instrument doesn't need to become this life. Well, it doesn't matter whether you do it for a job or not, but like, if you can sit down and pick up an instrument as a hobby, I mean, there's far worse things you could be doing.
Exactly. I mean, and you don't necessarily want to do it as a career. It can just be as a hobby. But if anyone's wondering, by the way, that the links in today's show, we've got all Will's socials, which we will scroll up at the end. But Will's site where you can book drum lessons with him, that's all on there. You can click on that and go over. Where you can also get Will's book, 2 books. Will has written 2 books. Oh, look at this. He has them right there. Modern Hands 1 and 2.
Well, Modern Hands Volume 1 is an ebook, and then Volume 2 was what I did during lockdown.
I should have had a drum roll.
No, the second one was just like, the idea was started before lockdown, where I suddenly decided to print out a folder of stuff on my computer. Got like 100 odd exercises here. I was like, that's enough for a book, or more than enough for a book. And so I did a cull, and I got it down to like 60 or 65, something like that, of what I thought were proper good ones. And then lockdown happened, and then so I was like, well, might as well try and put this together. So that was it.
Marvelous. And that's available on Will's website, correct?
It is. They all get signed. They all get numbered.
Oh, look at that. Come on, people. Get over to Will's site. Come on. And then also, apart from, following you around on Facebook and Insta to see what you get up to, taxidermy seems to be something of great interest to you.
It kind of was. It kind of was. Still got stuff now. Still got stuff now. Definitely, like, I don't know, about 15 years ago, I used to have loads of stuff. Before it was like super cool. Because my dad had some. My dad always had a few bits, and I just nicked them when I moved to London. I just nicked them because I thought they were cool, and then I just ended up acquiring stuff. Like, I used to have for one Christmas, my uncle bought me a badger. It was a European badger because British badgers were illegal then. But it was a fucking ginormous thing. Like, the angle right on the camera. It was like massive. Yeah. And then, this is a good story. I've got a friend called Ollie, bass player.
You didn't have him stuffed, did you?
No, he used to work in a bass shop down Denmark Street. He now runs a very cool studio in North London. And I can't remember. I'll have to double check them. We used to play in a band together called Parish Trading. He phoned me up one day. I was in here teaching, and I was like, "Oh, dude, I'm still in a lesson." He was like, "Dude, do you want to stuff fox?" I was like, "What?" He was like, "You want a fox?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "What's that?" He was like, "Really fucking cool." I was like, "Okay, cool. I'll get it for it." So I leave Wembley and I drive down to Denmark Street to go and grab this fox. I was like, "How the hell did you get this?" So apparently there's this old boy who used to go around Denmark Street back in the day selling vintage guitars. Apparently he used to pull up in this old Jag. I can't remember his name. He had this old Jag and he opened the boot. And this day, my friend Ollie was outside having a tab. He says hello to him, and pops open the boot. And the first thing he pulls out before getting the guitar cases out is this stuffed fox. Now, it's a proper adult-sized fox. So it's like huge. So he pops open this boot, takes the fox out, puts it on the pavement. My mate goes, "What's up with the fox?" He went, "Why? Want it?" And he went, "I might know somebody who wants it." He's like, "How much do you want for it?" And he went, 30 quid. And he went, "Hold on." Phone it. He's like, "Do you want a fox for 30 quid?" I was like, "Fuck it, 500 quid. That was it. So I had this fox and it was great. And then all the big good stuff kind of got destroyed by the North London moths, which ate them all. So I think currently what we've got at home is we've got a little fox cub, which is really bad. Really. It was cute as shit. Well, there's a guinea pig, which my sister bought me, which was weird. It's a little ginger guinea pig, which is like the guinea pig we had as a kid, which I thought was a pretty funny Christmas present. And then there's a couple of other bits, but I can't remember. Oh, there's a duckling. That's my wife's. Yeah.
Do you name them?
No. Oh no, actually, the fox is called Klaus. The fox is called Klaus because he came from Germany, so we called him Klaus.
Oh, fair enough. That sounds reasonable. Yeah.
Yeah, and then everything else, no. But my son does look at it. Oh, we've got a giant alligator head and a little alligator head.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah, they were bought for me at some point.
That's something you've ever been interested in taking up yourself?
No.
No, just collecting them. You don't actually want to do it.
I used to have loads of stuff, and people used to just buy me stuff, or would be like out and about and phone me up, and be like, "Oh, I've just seen this in a charity shop for like a tenner. Do you want it?" I'd just be like, "Oh yeah, cool. I'll give the money to pick it up." Yeah.
Fair enough. And then, so if you're not going to go into taxidermy as a career, the other thing I was seeing on Facebook is you could take up modelling, because that's something you've done before.
Yeah, I ended up. Sorry, I thought someone was going to walk in there. Yeah, I did that for a couple of years when I was like 30, 32.
How did that come about then?
How did that start? An old girlfriend got me a job doing a Ben Sherman campaign, which was cool.
Oh,
so the
nice.
first thing I did was just work by Ben Sherman stuff, and not only did I get paid quite well for it, I got paid in lots of shirts.
I was going to say, did you get any freebies? Excellent.
I got loads of freebies. I stayed
Nice.
quite lucky with one of the guys there, and I continued to get more freebies. So that was wicked. I did that, and then around the same, it was just a weird coincidence. It just kind of just happened. Like, so I did that, and then I remember I got back from that, and another friend of mine who did work in fashion, doing styling, phoned me up. She was like, "Oh, do you want to do a catwalk show?" And I was like, "I don't know, do I?" Like, I was like, "Fucking, why not? I'll give it a go." So she was like, "Right, go to this casting and you might get it." So I went to this thing, and it was for these guys called Aggie and Sam, who were this is what I was thinking. So this is like, it was about 10 years ago. And they were just like, I went, did this thing, they went, "Yeah, cool, you're the right height, you're the right look for what we want. Cool, do this." So I went and did this catwalk show that was at what was it? Was it a Royal Opera House?
Oh, right.
But it was fucking great. It's literally the equivalent of playing a gig, but you just show zero emotion. You go out, do a little walk, but inside you go, "Fuck!" Like, all these cameras. It's fucking great. Like, so that was fun. And then I ended up getting on an agency, and then I did a few other, did a show for Peter Worth and Oliver Spencer. That was really cool.
Blimey.
I was mad. That was just like just walking in. It was this weird, like kind of weird. It's almost like a figure of eight kind of walk. That you come out and there was just you've never seen so many cameras in your life. It's like truly terrifying. Just like 100 cameras just staring at you, following you around. Just like,
Oh Jesus.
like, don't trip, don't trip, don't trip.
Yeah. Do the Naomi Campbell.
Yeah, I did that for a few years, and then the agency I was on phoned me up and said, "Listen, Will, you've done any work for about 6 months." I was like, "Yeah, I know." And like, also, you're getting a bit old now. I mean, I was old when I started. Like, I was. Well, it's true. Like they like I've got all these castings with the guys on my for the agency, and they're all like 20, and I'm 31. So like, it was a fun couple of years doing it. I did some cool stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it. So yeah, that was
There's
it.
not a string to your bow, isn't it? You can always go back to it.
I think I need to get a lot grayer, which is happening. So
Come on, you're compared to most people we have on Reignite. You're a baby, so you've got a long way to go yet. Of course, mine doesn't go grey because this is completely natural. Anyway, on to other matters. I've just realised something. We're at the half-hour mark, and I'm going to get my throat cut or murdered or something if I don't move into one of the main reasons that you are here. So. We need to move on to Damned things, because for a lot of people watching, they will know that Will is a new drummer in the Damned, but I've seen a lot of our friends on here. We've got viewers on at the moment from Germany, Sweden and India, because I've seen them all. They're all lurking and the UK. They're all lurking in the chat. Now they don't know so much about the Damned as a lot of the other people that will be watching this later. So Will has just recently joined the Damned. So knowing that the Damned sometimes don't give out too much information too soon, I'm not going to push Will on anything because there are some viewer questions. But what can you tell us about how it all happened? How did it come about that you've joined the Damned, and how was the first meeting?
So I did an audition. That's it. Mm-hmm. It's very un rock and roll. Like I got so I know the management. So their management, Raw Power, my old band Spycatcher used to be on Raw Power Management. So I always stayed in touch. I was like matey with the guys and girls there. And then the Damned's manager is a guy called Don Jenkins. I've known Don forever. He phoned me up and said, might have something for you. It's the Damned. Do you want to try out? I was like, yeah, cool. Fuck yeah. That was it. I went and did an audition.
Okay.
We did 5-6 songs.
Can I push you on what the songs were?
Oh, yeah. I can probably tell you exactly. I've got a playlist on my phone. It was... they picked a load of hard ones, like all ones with weird arrangements. Neat, Eloise. What else? Let me see if I can find it. What else? No, maybe not. Yeah, Neat, Eloise. What else was it? Ignite.
Oh, what this podcast is named after, Reignite. That's where that came from. Love that song.
Yeah, we did that. And what were the other ones? History of the World.
Oh, nice.
And the fifth one's escaping me. So I did that, quite literally sat down, played them through once. And this is a week and a half before lockdown starts. So we get there and everyone comes in, everyone's touching everyone. I'm like, oh, this COVID thing, that's a bit, I don't know. Just think it's I don't know. I hope, like, just chatting, just everyone was a bit like, oh, I don't know what's going to go on, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, literally rattled through the songs once. Like, I was just like, I'd finish it, be like, oh, could we go back down again? And I'd just be like, no, it's fine. I'll be like, okay, move on. Did it. I was like, cool, had a chat for 5 minutes, then went. And then lockdown happened. And I didn't hear anything from them.
Oh, God.
And then I got a phone call saying, oh, they want you. And I was like, oh, cool. And then nothing happened. Because of lockdown. So yeah.
Welcome to the Damned.
So yeah, That was that. Yeah, it's not exactly. No, I didn't know anyone from before or
Oh, okay.
anything like that.
No, all right. So you weren't right. You weren't friends with anybody prior to this. So have there been rehearsals taking place? Because it's just in case anyone's not paying attention. The dates are currently scrolling down there across the bottom of the screen, and the tour kicks off 3rd of March in Paris and goes through to the 18th of March in Hungary, right across Europe, and then you're coming over here and doing starting 31st of March Cardiff, right through to my beloved Ali Pally in North London, which you got 2 dates now, the 20th and the 21st of April, which is great because I'm coming to Birmingham and I thought that's not enough. So then you've added the other Ali Pally date. And so we're coming to that one now as well. So we'll be seeing you twice. So yeah, are there rehearsals taking place yet?
Not yet. There will be.
I didn't think so.
So that'll be just before that.
So you leave on the 2nd of March, so the rehearsals start the 1st of March.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think we've got a few days. So got that, and then we're off.
Yeah, a couple of weeks across Europe, then a couple of weeks off, and then back over here. And Ash has just kindly put up The Invisible Man, which was released on March the 3rd, which we said earlier on. It's on 67,000 views last time we checked. So when this finishes, any of you guys that are watching, Anders, Bella, Naomi, Danielle, Kanak, head over, or don't go off YouTube, but type in The Invisible Man, The Damned, because you're going to love it. It's an amazing song, amazing song. And the dates are along the bottom. So anybody that wants to come and see The Damned, we'll see you there because we'll be Birmingham and London. Yeah. So now, Damned Matters. I put out to people if they want to submit any questions, and I had a whole chunk of questions come through. So if you're okay for me to fire them at you, we will see what people have come up with. The viewers' questions. Thank you, producer, for your excellent work there with getting everything up in time. So the viewers' questions, I believe we are going to start with Mark Taylor. And Mark has said, in case you can't read it, I've got a little bit card because I'm blind as a bat and too vain to put my glasses on, so that is too far away. Mark's asking, how much did you know about the Damned before you joined, and what's your favourite Damned album?
Well, who doesn't know about the Damned? Like, I knew everyone. I mean, yeah, growing up playing in hardcore punk bands and metal bands, everyone knew about the Damned. Like, you didn't. Did I know about the entire Damned universe? Fucking colossal thing. No, but of course, knew what the Damned were, knew what they did, knew what they started. Like, I mean, you have to be living under a bush not to know that, really. Or
pretty much,
especially if you're doing any type of heavy-ish music, and like you just know. Favorite album.
Tough one.
Probably the first one, really, because otherwise, without that, none of us are here.
That's true. Fair point.
You know what I mean?
Fair point.
Like, what if that album didn't come out? You got to think about that. What wouldn't have happened that has happened or been influenced?
Hell yeah.
There you go.
Hell yeah. Good answer. I like it. I'm always going to go back to Strawberries, though. I just love Strawberries. I can't help it. Anyway. Thank you for that. We are going to move on to our next one, who I believe is our friend Kevin Shepherd and his lovely lady Carrie, who, if you haven't met these guys yet, you'll be meeting a lot of these people. Kevin's in charge of the Damned Unto Death group on Facebook.
I don't think I know that one, but I did meet Kevin at the reunion show in Hammersmith.
Oh, did you? Oh, well, there you go. Right.
What
drumming influences, first experience of the Damned, e.g. song or gig. Huge welcome to the Damned family, which I'll extend as well. And he's saying they'll see you in Belgium and Holland. Anyway, so drumming influences, first experience of the Damned. Did you hear a song? Did you go to a gig? What was it?
First experience of Damned would be it'd be hearing Neat 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 or New Rose. That would have definitely been that back in the day. And then drumming influences are, I mean, huge. I mean, I've got a list of drummers I love as long as my arm. But yeah, I mean, like I was saying earlier, my personal hero is Vinnie Colaiuta, but then you've got there's so many. It's a bit.
It's difficult to pick just a couple.
I'll be sticking with that. He covers a lot of bases. But yeah, essentially there's that. There's like, I can't really, there's too many to even.
That's all right. That's all right. Yeah. I think my first experience as a dam was my brother was 4 years older than me, and I used to sit in my room, and downstairs my parents would be playing Elvis, and then next door to me I've got my brother Clash, Sex Pistols, and the Damned. So,
right. Cool.
and then I nicked all his records, and I've still got them. Oh damn! And if he's watching, he now knows where his records are. Sorry, Steve. I've kept it secret all these years. I've blown it. Right, we're going to move on to our next one then, which is Bruce Hamilton. And you may or may not have come across Bruce yet. He runs the Anything Damned group on Facebook. Brilliant group. I'm sure you'll see Bruce out on the road.
Why did he start playing drums? Originally, seeing a drumline play, and watching that drumline and going, I want to play marching snare drum. So yeah, when I went and first got lessons, I went to the local drum teacher in Watford, a guy called Colin Wilkinson, who anyone who's aged my age and above, everyone, if you wanted drum lessons in Watford, you studied with Colin. He was the only guy.
Okay.
I went to him and I was like, right, I want to learn my rudiments, and I want to learn to play traditional grip. And because I want to play snare drum in the marching band, he was like, you what? Like, this is a very rare occurrence for someone to come to a drum teacher and say. So I did that, and he's like, oh, do you want it? You might as well have a go at playing drum kit. You're getting the hang of this snare drum stuff. I was like, oh, cool. That was it. So yeah, the original genesis for playing drums was to play snare drum in a marching band, and then the music I was listening to at the time would be just like Guns N' Roses and like all that type of stuff. A lot of so like, what was that? 94, 95, whatever was out then.
Yeah,
Green Day. Yeah, Green Day. That was a big one. I still remember when I finally managed to play drums along to Basket Case. That was like some huge fucking milestone.
Oh wow, nice.
Yeah, bunked off school to cycle down to our price to buy that.
I can't say anything because I bunked off school once when the Duran Duran were filming the Reflex video, and they wanted people to be in the Reflex video. So I ran out of my maths exam and failed my maths exam to go and be in the Reflex video with Duran Duran. So there you go. We all did it. Right, so that's what that one. We are going to move on to Dexter Hockley, I believe is our next one, is it, Mr. Producer? Yes, it is. What's your favourite damn song to play or to listen to? Are they different?
To play, there's too many. There's like, I can't really answer that.
Oh, like, you don't have to. You don't have to answer.
Favourite song to listen to? I'm going to Stranger on the Town, because it's just an absolutely beautiful song.
Yeah, that is a good one. That was Strawberries, wasn't it? Yeah, I'm sure that was Strawberries. Yeah. Good choice. Good choice.
Oh, I mean, if I had to pick, there's like, they're all fun to play, but Blackout is super fun. I really enjoy doing that.
Oh, yeah. I'll bet.
There's a nice, the drums on that are great, so they're super fun to play. There you go.
So you're whetting my appetite to want to go to a gig now. For coming up with all these songs, I'm thinking, what's going to be in the set list?
Oh no, I wish I knew.
I know. The worst thing is, the problem because with Invisible Man, it's like literally, I'm not even joking. I've listened to that song non-stop this week, and it's like now I need more. But it's the album Darkadelic. People, the album isn't coming out till April the 28th. That's a long way off for another song. Is there going to be anything else in the meantime? We have one song.
Yeah, there's two more singles. I don't know when they're coming out, but there's definitely two more.
Oh, marvelous. Okay, you've made my day now. Now I'm happy. Thanks, Will. Right, who are we going on to next? I believe it's Keith McInnes. What's your we kind of just did that one. What's your favorite damn song? Yeah, we're kind of good with that one. Yeah. All right. So we've got 3 more of these before we get on to other matters, and I'm watching the time. Okay. Shenaz wants to know, where was the video for Invisible Man shot, and who's the girl in the video?
The woman is she's just an actress.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, very nice, pleasant to chat to. And the video was shot in this really cool car garage full of
Car garage?
Yeah, like a really fancy car showroom where it was all done like kind of 50s vibe, 56, like Americana vibe. But they had loads of really, really expensive, nice cars, which is great for me because I just spent the whole time boring the staff, like chatting shit about cars with them.
Are you a bit of a petrol head?
Yes, I like cars. So it was in West London. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So the bits in the Invisible Man are various bits around different parts of the garage. It's like a huge complex. And then I'm not sure. Yeah, like they had to mock up the bit where Dave's in the lab. That was like one part of the garage one room which they took cars out of and set up a lab. And then we were shot in another bit in a basement garage car park bit. And yeah, it's good fun.
Love it. Was it fun to make? It looked fun.
Yeah,
you look very mean and moody in one of your close-ups. It was very good.
I don't really. Yeah, when I'm playing drums or anything, I don't do. It's because when you started marching band and stuff, like you just have to do death stare. So that's my drum place. People were always like, "You're not having fun." I was like, "Yeah, but can't get on board with all these smiley, happy drummers."
Fair enough. And then, so we're nearly at the end of our question section. We have 2 more people. You'll know both of these people, I'm sure. So the first one I think we're going to put up is Marty Love. Marty Love wants to know now this blew my mind because I know nothing about drumming. It never actually occurred to me about being left and right-handed with drumming. Who is your favorite left-handed drummer that plays right-handed?
Will Kennedy. So Will Kennedy is a jazz fusion drummer who plays for a band called the Yellow Jackets. And playing righty but lefty is called playing open-handed. So if you ever see someone playing the drums, normally they'd have their hands crossed like that. But if you see someone playing like this, that's playing righty but lefty. So open-handed. Will Kennedy, and then a guy called Carter Beauford, who plays with Dave Matthews Band, is an absolute monster. There's Billy Cobham. There's loads of famous, insane drummers who play open-handed. Because when you do play like that, it does make you think about how the sounds and how you move is slightly different. So people always sound slightly different, and their fill choices are always a little bit. You might go, "Oh, right, I wouldn't have done that," and it's because you realise that they're moving. Their hands are set up in a different way, so they do different things.
Okay. It's just one of those strange things. It's never occurred to me that it'd be any different. But when he said it, I'm like, oh, yeah.
Well, the question should be is who's my favourite left-handed drummer, and that has to be Phil Collins because he's the king.
Yes. So again, I never even realised that Phil Collins was left-handed. But there we are. See that learning experience, Reignite. Right. You have one more question to come, and somebody you'll definitely know who this is, and it's Paul Gray. And Paul Gray wants to know I know this is a serious question, but it just still makes me laugh. What's your favourite sort of tea towel? I understand now why he's asking, but
favourite tea towel. Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. It took me some time.
Right. Yes. My favourite sort of tea towel is one which is nowhere near a drum kit. I've only just twigged that now. Yeah.
Right. So we now. Oh my God, mate, we're so getting low on time. Right. There is another part of Reignite. We found out a lot about you. We found out about the dam, but have we really found out about you yet? So, part 1, ghosts.
Yeah.
Do you believe in ghosts, and have you ever seen a ghost?
I don't think I've seen one. I mean, it's a bit boring if you don't believe in them, really. I mean, it's
Well, we can always move on. If you haven't, you haven't, and if you don't, you don't.
Up the existential question of if you believe in ghosts, does that mean you believe in heaven and hell? I don't believe in God, so then I have to go with no. Yeah, I don't know.
No,
you believe in ghosts and not believe in God?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, it'd be cool if we all just kind of float around afterwards.
Well, that's what I'd like to think.
We all go,
yeah.
You know, we all get a bit of Star Wars on it. Like we all become part of the universe.
Yeah, that's it. We all just kind of go floating out there.
Maybe we're all just dead, and that's it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Maybe.
That's my answer. So
yeah, all right, fair enough.
Yeah, I think it's cool if there are, but if there aren't,
yeah, we could go into like a whole long discussion about death and the universe and God and the devil and heaven and hell. But yeah, it was just kind of, have you seen a ghost? All right.
No, not that.
Fair enough. Okay. So the next one was, and I'm a bit worried about this one now, is see, when we first started this show, I was very, very obsessed with Jaffa cakes, and I'm still very partial to a Jaffa cake. But that then developed, which obviously are not biscuits, they're cakes, but it developed into a question for all of our guests of what is your favourite biscuit? And do you like tea or coffee? And do you dunk?
Coffee. Do dunk. It's chocolate hobnob, but here's a controversial one. Is a Tunnix caramel bar a biscuit or is it like a chocolate bar? Because that's
I'd go with chocolate bar because it's in a separate wrapper. Does that make a difference? But then no, you see that doesn't work because
Jaffa cakes are all bunched up together like a little.
Yeah, but they're in one like long sleeve, whereas Tunnix they're individually wrapped, aren't they?
Is that the definition of biscuit though?
I don't know. I've just created that definition.
No, but if you think about it, if you think about Jammy Dodgers, there are 2 stacked up in a plastic thing. So what are they?
Yeah.
So
they're definitely a biscuit. I think, does it come down to the crunch, the firmness of something? You know, as in Jaffa cakes are cakes because they are soft. And they are technically classed as cakes, but that's due to VAT rules.
I think like we're opening up a world of biscuit classification because, like, what I mean, someone should do some research on this.
I think perhaps I'll go into this a bit deeper.
Hobnobs and custard creams together in the same group of biscuits because it's like biscuit with filling, but then like chocolate hobnobs, just chocolate on top. So do you know what I mean? There's too many things.
I would tend to go with the fact that if it's in a packet and there are multiple like loose, then I call them biscuits. So that would be anything from a digestive to a custard cream to a hobnob, rather than, I don't know. Oh, actually, you know, you said chocolate hobnobs. Have you seen the new chocolate hobnob?
No.
Coconut macaroon chocolate hobnob.
Coconut.
No. So you thought that you're like me about Jaffa cakes. I can't stand it when they do different flavoured Jaffa cakes. A Jaffa cake is a Jaffa cake, but this one is so good. You don't like coconut?
Rubbish. You like bounties? Like honestly, that's
yeah,
like the worst.
Honestly, well, I'll come to a gig. I'll bring you a packet. You can chuck them back in my face.
Yeah.
So we do also have another bit because I'm not sure about this side of you either. We called it, I'm going to throw him now because he wasn't expecting me to ask this. We called it We're Going Down the Pub. Right. And the question is, oh, look at that, as if by magic. Thank you. If we were going down the pub for the evening, what are you going to be drinking and what kind of snack are you going to be having?
What am I drinking? Depends how long we're in the pub for. So generally start with beer, lager beer, and then snack with that is pork scratchings, and then some red wine later, and then some G&Ts to end. If it's
very nice,
proper night.
That sounds like a good evening. And then, of course, we've left the pub, and you're walking down the road, and you're thinking, feeling a bit peckish. Where is it you're going to stop for your takeaway?
Oh, I mean, whatever's open. No, I do love a dodgy kebab. You can't really beat it. It used to be a great kebab. Well, great is it used to be a terrible / but good kebab shop where I used to live in Holloway called Crystal Kebabs.
I know it.
Fucking brilliant.
I remember that. I lived in Crouch End, North London, Muswell Hill, around that area for years.
Yeah, I lived in Holloway for years. See, we could have talked about pubs around. I used to have the greatest pub literally on my road called the Swimmers in Holloway. And if you don't know that pub and you get to go to North London, go and find a pub called the Swimmers in Holloway. It's tucked away, and it's fucking brilliant. They've got this great lager called Litfell.
Uh-huh.
You should never see anywhere, but they have it. It's very good.
Damn, I didn't know you were just down the road from me. There you are. Yeah, that's why I want to go to the Ali Pali gig, because I was literally, because Dave Anian used to live around the corner from me, and we both lived in Crouch End.
I remember him telling me that used to be his house. And I was like, I know exactly where that house is. It's a really nice house.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous, gorgeous house. And I used to live around the corner. I used to bump into him in the corner shop all the time.
You're not there now.
Hey?
You're not there now?
No, we're in Milton Keynes at the moment. Moved up to Milton Keynes, but I'm on the move again soon. I might be moving up towards Lincolnshire, so we're researching areas. So who knows where we'll end up next. Right. Well, I hate to do this because we're running out of time and I hate rushing, but we have to do the random questions and we're nearly at the hour mark. So I am now going to ask you to choose a number. Don't panic when I say it's 1 to 60. I'm not going to ask you 60 questions, but we'll just do a few random questions. Give me a number. And my high-tech pieces of paper. Go on.
21.
21. All right. Are you clumsy or accident-prone, and do you have any scars?
No, and well, a couple, but nothing that would warrant being like, check out my cool scar. Right. No, nothing, like just general. No, nothing particularly fancy.
All right, fair enough.
59.
Another number. 59. Okay. You're on a tour bus. You get the remote control. What film or TV show are you going to select to watch?
Ooh, Band of Brothers.
Any more? I'm looking for some recommendations for weekend viewing.
That's a 10-hour box set, so we're good for a bit.
That'll keep me going. Are there any TV programs at the moment you're watching?
Yeah, we're doing that. The Last of Us on Sky now. That thing, that's pretty cool. It's just really annoying that it's weekly. And then there's a new series of a show called You on Netflix, which is about some guy who just like stabbing. He's like gets a bit obsessed.
Yeah, somebody recommended that to me yesterday.
It's really good, but they've literally just put up season 4 of that. And then there's a show on Amazon Prime that I'm watching called 6, which is about a bunch of Navy SEALs, which is pretty cool. Lots of things blow up. And what else did we watch recently that was good? Gangs of London. If you haven't watched that, that's really good fun. Oh, very good. Brutally, really, really very violent, but super fun.
All right. Okay, I've got a few there. Now, that first one you mentioned, the new version of Walking Dead, as I call it. I've forgotten what you said it's called.
I always
forget. The Last of Us. Yeah. How many episodes have you watched? I can't get on with it because I was a huge Walking Dead fan, and I'm just like,
I didn't do Walking Dead. I remember my wife loved Walking Dead, apart from the last few series, so she stopped watching. I don't know. I'm into it. I just wish there was. I'm just annoyed that I can't smash through it.
Yeah, because usually you can download the whole lot in one go, can't you?
I mean, I'm going to stick with it. I feel like it's got legs.
All right. Well, you're the second or third person that said they're watching it. We watched one episode and went, yeah, not sure, and I've been told to go back to it.
Yeah, but you can't do that, especially when it's clearly going to be like a minimum 10 episodes, probably more like 12 or 15. Right. Like, Yeah, got to do it.
I was far too quick to judge. All right, I'll open my mind and go back to it. All right, let's have. Oh God, we're near the hour mark. Let's have two more. Go on, give me two more numbers.
Oh yeah, I'm good for.
Are you all right? Okay.
Oh, two more numbers.
Yeah.
Let's go with 14.
Okay, 14. Oh, what was your earliest memory?
Oh God. I don't know. I haven't got a terrible memory, but like, I've come to the conclusion that my brain is not a very large capacity hard drive, and anything new and relevant information has to delete some old stuff. So I can't really remember much about being a kid, not because it was bad. Like I can't. What's the earliest memory? I don't know.
You don't remember like playing out in the snow or a Christmas morning opening presents or falling over and banging your head somewhere? Those are the sort of things I remember. Usually falling over.
No, I'm trying to think.
No.
No, I mean nothing that jumps out as being like particularly bad or.
All right, well, the other one would be, can you tell us about your happiest event? Now, like the happiest day ever. That excludes childbirth, marriage, anything like that. Just a day that sticks in your mind as being a really great day.
Yeah. Ooh, really good day. Really good day. I mean, not one particular one, but back prior to childcare, when prior to when we all had kids and we were living in London, and you'd just go and spend a Sunday in the pub with all your mates, and you'd get there at 1, have a roast dinner, and you'd leave at 11. Those were lovely days. Good days. Just good Sunday all day.
So we're going back to food again. So if you're having a roast dinner, I've got to ask you, because this is a problem that I have. Do you or do you not put ketchup on it?
Fuck no.
See, I always get that. I always get, what is wrong with putting ketchup on a roast dinner?
Here's a side order of turd. Like, no. Absolutely.
I'm just a pleb, Will. I'm just a complete pleb. I can't help it. All right, let's chuck one more. Let's chuck one more at you. Give us another number.
14. Oh no, did that.
Yeah.
12.
All righty. Ooh. So with the tour about to start, who do you think is going to be the most likely person to wake you up on a tour bus?
Wake me up in a good way or a bad way? As in,
do you know?
I mean, not in it. Like in a quick, we gotta go, we gotta do something. Like, who's going? Sean.
Why?
Because I just feel like he might wake me up and be like, oh, I've lost my phone charger or something. I don't know. Or he'd be like, come on, come and have a beer.
I was hoping there'd be somebody nice who'd sort of tap you awake in the morning and bring you a nice cuppa or something.
As if that's going to fucking happen.
I'm ever the optimist, mate. Oh, I've got to throw one more in.
Great. Come down, like, Paul's made us all a nice cup of tea. Great.
I'm going to throw one more in. I've got to ask you, did you ever have a teenage crush or ever have a fan moment with someone?
A fan moment?
Yeah, you know, like somebody you wanted to meet and then you were like, oh my God, it's so-and-so. Or do you not get like carried away with yourself like that?
Yeah. So it's about, I don't know, 15 years ago in the guest area at Reading. So this is even worse because I'm an adult. Guest area at Reading, and my friend V-Man was, Deftones were playing, and my friend V-Man had been teching for them. He now plays in Slipknot. And he brought through the guest area Abe Cunningham, who's the drummer for Deftones, and he knows I'm a huge fan. And he tapped me on his shoulder, he's like, well, this is Abe. And I just went, well pissed. And I just basically spoke at him for about, it must have been 10 minutes straight. And I could hear my mates just cringing in the background. I was just like, verbal diarrhea. And then he kind of was like, oh, really great to meet you. I've got to go, bye. I was like, turn around, and everyone, I just looked at everyone, they all just went, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude? Oh, no, that was so bad, wasn't it? They're like, yeah. Oh, shit. But then I saw him later, and he came up to me, he was like, hey, nice to meet you, Will. See you later, bye. I was like,
oh, there you go.
But yeah, that was that. Yeah.
I'm sure everyone that's watching has been there or done something similar at some point.
Yeah.
Right, we are at the moment, because we've gone over, we are scrolling your socials, because I know you've got lesson to get to, haven't you? Scrolling your socials along the bottom there. So anyone who wants to find out more about Will, keep in touch with Will. It's all going along there. If you want to buy his book, if you want to have lessons, all the information you need is there. If you miss it, if you just click on the description of the show, all the links are in there as well. That will take you straight through. So no excuse not to stay in touch with Will. So all it remains for me to say then is, Will, sorry we went over the hour, mate.
That's
Tried.
Right.
We tried. And thanks so much for coming on. Really appreciate it. And but being so open and so honest with us about everything. Good luck with the tour. And I will see you. Yeah, I'll see you out on the road. I'll see you in Birmingham and see you at Ali Pali. Just hang backstage for me for 2 seconds, because I'm just about to put the banner up to tell people who is going to be on our next show. And they were actually one of the support bands on the Damned reunion tour, and I was so blown away by them. I said I have to have these girls.
I missed who was on the support. I missed the support. I didn't get to.
These.
I flew back from holiday and literally got home, threw the bags, got out of the cab, left my wife and my son. I went, right, I've got to go, and jumped on the train. So I got there about 10 minutes before they went on stage. So I missed it. I don't know who was on.
Well, I've got to be honest. They were Small Town Tigers, who are these young ladies from Italy who completely blew me away. And again, don't want to be judgmental, but they walked out and I thought, I'm not sure about this. They're these really pretty, young, clean, fresh looking girls. And I'm thinking, I don't know what we're going to get here. I'm not so sure. And from that first second, you were just like, whoa, what the hell? They are absolutely amazing. So they are coming on, I'm hoping the banner's going to go up, but I know, there we go. They are coming on Friday, March the 3rd. So the day you're in Paris, you start your tour, we are going to have Small Town Tigers live on here at 7 in the evening, because unfortunately the ladies work and that's the only time they can come. So we're doing a late one. So they are our next guests. Let me get you to go off to your lesson now, Will. Thank you so much. And I will speak to you in a moment. So that's it, guys. We are done. Thank you so much for joining us. Hope you found out a lot more about Will and about the Damned. Small Town Tigers coming next. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Go back through all our old episodes, because you'll find more Damned people there. You'll find Paul Gray. You'll find Marco Peroni from Adam the Ants. You'll find all sorts. Anyway, so please subscribe. Thanks for watching. And we will see you on Friday, March the 3rd at 7 p.m. Thanks, guys.